Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Monday. If you're on a normal schedule, this is the first day of your week, and you just had that whole refreshing thing happen that, revitalizes you, makes you feel like you're ready for today and ready to tackle all that it has. But a lot of us don't live there. A lot of people live in a place where life isn't fun and it doesn't excite them, and there is no real motivation to be alive. There's this dread of what happens on Monday and what you've got to do and how life is all about you trying to get you to where you're going to be in a place where you can enjoy life at some point in the future. But who wants that? I mean, really, who wants that? And I mean, outside of winning the lottery, not a lot of people get the opportunity to do life their way from beginning to end. Even even I don't get that, right? But there's a lot of ways that you can make that your own, where you can prioritize your life to be what you want it to be. And it doesn't mean that you always get everything you want. You're, let's just face it, that's not going to be the way it is for everybody. And people that believe that someday that's the case aren't really living the truth, right? But there is the opportunity to do what you love that fulfills your life. And those that say that money isn't everything always get the rebuttal that, yeah, but it sure makes doing everything else so much easier. But I'm here to tell you that 90% of why I do what I do is because I'm driven to do what I do. I have this innate thing in me that is about solving problems of any size, of any scale, even when my wife doesn't want me to solve her problems. She just wants me to listen. And I'm laughing because this is literally my biggest issue with life. Why don't you just solve that problem? Why don't you just fix that? You can change that. And I'm so blunt and direct about it because I truly believe it. And I truly know that in your life, you can do the exact same thing. Because life isn't that hard. We tend to make it much more difficult than it needs to be for our own various reasons and things that you may or may not want to admit, but we definitely complicate life. We definitely increase the velocity of things that don't necessarily need an increased velocity. But when you really think about it, if you really look at your life, are you in a place where you have to have the money at any cost? And is it making you happy? Because if you had less money and more time, or if you had a job that, let's say that you really enjoy animals and you really love to be around nature. My son is in a position right now where that's what he's pursuing in college is a career with animals, and he's looking at wildlife management. And he got his dream job for this summer. He's going to go backpacking and fishing for the Forest Service to measure the number and quantity of fish. And to me, that sounds like practicing being homeless, and that sounds like a horrible couple of months. And to my son, it's borderline perfection. And so, where I am so proud of him is stepping into what he wants and owning what he wants to make his life complete and happy. I see how he is setting those priorities correct. The problem is most of the time from that age of 19 to however many days old you are now, we complicate life. We get mortgage payments, we get car payments, we get medical bills, we've got credit card issues, we've got all these things that make it so we have to earn X, right? But what if it looks like you didn't need to have a new car? What if it looks like you didn't need to get to where you're in a brand new house or a bigger house or a larger house or whatever those things are? What if it looked like that wasn't necessarily number one on your list? What if that was the case, right? And if you did that and you lived life like that, Wouldn't you be happier? Driving a different car than what you're driving now, nothing brand new and fancy, got you from A to Z. It wasn't something you were going to take to the racetrack. Didn't have leather cooled seats and all that kind of stuff. But you were $1,000 a month ahead or $600 a month ahead, and you were able to take the job of your dreams. That's $5,000 a year. Those are the kind of things that life catches up to us and kind of snags us and in a lot of ways cripples us because we can't do those things, right? Because we've created those obligations. But then you go to the lifestyle that Dave Ramsey encourages, where you hurry up and pay off the debt so you can live the life of freedom and the freedom to choose. I want to work here. I want to work there. So there's issues with how we set up our life. We get ourselves into these troubled situations. We get ourselves into these opportunities to bury ourselves in debt. And yet we sacrifice our dreams to do that. We're so busy buying our kids the newest PlayStation and the biggest TV so that they can have what they supposedly want, but are we really giving them what we want or what they really need, which is a happy parent, right? And so I would encourage you guys to look at what your life is built around. Look at how your life is structured and why you've chosen to do that. See what you can do to move some of these puzzle pieces around to allow you to do what you want to do. That may just be volunteering on Saturdays at your kid's soccer game. That may be helping out at the food bank 2 days a week. It may be working at your church. It may be something simple like that. And you just need to let go of some of the obligations that you've structured in your life that you no longer need. For those of you that know my story, life wasn't always fun. There were times that I literally couldn't put food on the table. But I knew that if I kept driving and structuring my life the way that I was built to do, and I kept solving problems for other people, life was going to give me the freedom to do what I wanted. Life was going to give me the opportunity and the time, because I was going to prove that I would do what it took to build in the lifestyle I wanted. And it only took, what am I, 48 years old? It only took 48 years to get to this point, right? And now I have the opportunity to do things the way that I want them done, but I've always done it that way. I've always sacrificed. I knew that at the time that I couldn't put food on the table, my brother bought me a washer and dryer because I couldn't afford it, right? I had a tax return for $32,000 as a single father of three children. It's bad when you forget how many kids you have. But I knew that life had to be on my terms. If I was going to really, truly, honestly be true to myself and be successful, I knew that my life had to be lived on my terms. And I kept proving it. I kept going to work. I never went to work. I went to the place that I conducted business. And I kept doing it, and I kept doing it, and I kept doing it. And finally, the things started to gel and come together. And one thing led to two, led to six, led to 12. And now I am in a place where I truly enjoy and am, I believe, properly rewarded for what I do. But I still haven't allowed my time to be owned by someone else. I still make it a point to do what I feel is best for me, my family, my investors, the people that I surround myself with. And even then, I know that being true to myself is what makes me the best me for them. So guys, it's Monday, but it's also the brand new day that allows you to start doing whatever it is your future needs to hold. It's that opportunity for you to take apart your past, package it up in little boxes called memories, and file it away and get started on the things that are going to make your future exactly what you want it to be, for exactly the reasons you want it to be that. So I'm going to ask you guys, is your life motivating you? Because if it's not, then you need to change those things, and you need to move some things around so that your life can be everything you wanted it to be when you started it out, when you dreamed about it. And if you need some help doing that, guys, go to ShannonRobNet.com, follow that link, click on my calendar. I'd be happy to talk with you about how to get from where you're at to where you're going. and how maybe some of the things I do could help you with that, or just some of the positive thinking that I've done, some of the books that I've read could help you with that. So, guys, thanks for your time on this beautiful Monday morning. Have an amazing week, and know that you can always change where you're at and where you're going because your attitude affects your altitude. Have a great week, guys.